Yep. And from there, you could see we went from pressure to a little bit less pressure, and I still had something on my hands.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like going from yang and slowly emptying out. So I want to get that pressure off my hands as much as I can, so that I've got the distance. Now I'm releasing the mental space already, but I'm not releasing your body into that mental space yet. So you can explore inside that we have a whole range of variables. We have you putting pressure on me, harder, 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 harder. Okay, then my ability to get to there.
Yeah.
Then I've got how far do I want to send you, and what sort of pattern do I want inside that. So I'm opening up the mental space, but I haven't put a pattern in. So your body's just reacting to open space.
Yeah.
And I put a pattern in, then you get the result. So you can open that space up to where you want the person to go before you send them there, and just stretch the mental body out, and they'll kind of be going, but not really. And then you put Jin into the way you want them to bounce, so the intrinsic energy. And then you just keep repeating. And consistency, you're building a type of ritual magic, and you just follow the pattern, and then you hit the end of the pattern and the whole thing happens. So the final result is that as I'm releasing the energy, I go through all the stages at once, and then the final stage only, and the rest happens as a product of unconscious habit. There's a lot of people in the Tai Chi community that have this idea that oh, you just release it, it'll take care of itself. This is a reaction some type. It's not. That's nonsense. If a healer releases someone, the person gets healed. If the Buddha releases someone, they attain Nibbana. So whatever your unconscious pattern is between A and B, between the beginning and the end, that's how the person's going to respond. So we're building a release process to make a person bounce, and you go through the stages. How do I go through those stages to make that happen? And then when you make it happen, by just hitting the end result and releasing on it, and that effect, people think, oh, that's when you create a mental vacuity, someone pushes on you and it bounces them. It doesn't bounce them. You look at yogis in India who have 1,000 times more power and energy than any Tai Chi master. People don't bounce. They don't have the idea or the pattern to make someone bounce in that way. So this mechanism is stages, and you practice each stage, and you release from one to the next, and you release in the final result, and the unconscious field follows your pattern. And if that wasn't the case, you'd see a Tai Chi bounce happening in all different types of Qigong and meditation and metaphysical systems accidentally, but you don't see it because it's an unconscious behavior. And once you recognize that, you can build any intrinsic energy you want with whatever type of unconscious behavior you want. So if you want people to learn faster, you go through what is the process of a person being able to memorize. So you might go through a memory course with someone, and then all those patterns of how they remember, you go to the final result of them remembering, and then energize that, and boom, they've got a really good memory. But they still went through those stages of memory development, and you can apply it to anything. It's just basically accelerating any pattern that you want. Now, if you're very good at a memory system, you don't have to teach the person the memory system as well as you know it. You just frame it out and release on the end result, and your unconscious ability transfers to them energetically, and their memory improves really fast. So whatever your skill is, it might be music, might be whatever it is, you can give it to someone really quickly by understanding this process. And it's just activating and releasing resistance to the result, and then the process of how the result manifests, and repeat over and over and over and over. Doing something a few thousand times builds a very, very deep pattern, but doing something a few thousand times astrally speeds it up. You can get there much more quickly. So the way we do the 4-cycle breath and tuning the breath to release time, it goes directly into a deep energetic state in the unconscious and programs your own unconscious how we want to move energy much more quickly. So we're doing any of these vacuity pressure release models, we're releasing on something we want to happen, and all those stages have to be trained first in order to get a good result in the end. So you kind of finish with the vacuity releasing model in the end, and you put everything in between to get the end to work well. And you test it on someone who's never had exposure to it. Because if we're training together, we unconsciously know what we're doing to each other, and we're responding or being triggered. We're behaviorally conditioning our unconscious to respond to energy. So you test on people who've never had any exposure, and then you get the bell curve. Some people never had exposure, a little bit of energy, great result, simple. Other people, you have to need a lot of energy to get the same result. And then you have the problem solving, solving a puzzle every time when people haven't had exposure to this.